Hello, everyone. Welcome to EVTN News, your source for conclave coverage. I'm not in Rome. I'm not one of the 4 or 5 thousand journalists in Rome, but I have access to live streaming capabilities, and I can't really say I'm the expert, but neither are most of the people in Rome. So there you have it. Today's video will be considerably shorter. I'm not really going to discuss much of the conclave coverage, and I do want to just give you a preview for the next week or so. I do expect probably next week at some point I will um, I will have a video on the papal power rankings, I guess. Um, a papal candidates preview, if you will. That's probably going to be sometime next week. And the conclave itself will be on the 9th. It will be May 9th. That's when it will start. So, there you have it. Alright, so the first story, and again, I'll be doing most of the conclave coverage at that point, and by then there will have been lots of rumors and lots of rumors debunked and more rumors of the rumors, and who knows. But for now, let's get started with some of the other news. The German bishops published a 4-page guidance on how to bless couples in irregular situations. By this they mean adulterers and LMNOPs. Entitled Blessings for Couples Who Love Each Other, the text dated April 4th implicitly suggests that sin and love are one and the same. It urges clergy to express appreciation for those seeking recognition from Catholic priests. The guidance refers to the LMNOP document Fiducia Supplicans. The bishops believe that quite a few of the non-church married couples, divorced or remarried couples, and couples of all sexual orientations and gender identities want a blessing from the church. It says couples who do not wish to enter into a church sacramental marriage or who are not eligible for one should be allowed to have blessing ceremonies. So basically, a pseudo wedding is what they want. And so that's what the German bishops are up to. And unfortunately, some of them are cardinals, and not all of the German bishops are terrible. Cardinal Mueller seems to be pretty decent, and he'll be making his opinions known at the conclave. But others are very much heretical. So it's pretty sad to see. But anyway, around 40 men, including gender misidentified prostitutes, illegal immigrants, and prisoners, were chosen by the Vatican to hold a white rose in honor of Pope Francis at his funeral. So the Francis Church hard at work still, but hopefully their time is very limited, and this will be the end of those shenanigans. And by the way, did you see Francis's tomb? Um, if you look at the tombs of John Paul II and Benedict, on their the marble stone that covers their grave, it says Pope, like John in Latin, I guess, John Paul, Pope. But Francis doesn't have Pope after his name. Kind of strange. Take a look. Compare their headstones and see what you notice. And at the Francis funeral, disgraced U.S. Cardinal Roger Mahony was chosen to help seal Pope Francis' casket. Mahony, age 89, is widely considered to be one of the worst clerics in the U.S. over the past 40 years. He served as Archbishop of Los Angeles from 1985 until 2011. As a result of his covering up of abuse, the diocese paid out more than $660 million to 500 victims over the course of his tenure. Mahony also unsuccessfully spent 6 years lobbying the Vatican to shut down Mother Angelica. So, pretty sad to see the Francis Church once again rehabilitating notorious criminals, I guess. you would say, but no one cares, right? Does anyone care? We've seen this so much over the last 12 years. It's just apathy. Everyone is there's so much apathy. But you know what I'm seeing now? I'm seeing bishops. Bishops will go to Twitter. Archbishop Corleone talked about receiving communion while kneeling on Twitter. It's interesting that these people, what these bishops can come up with when they no longer have to live in fear. And we're seeing people are hiding their true beliefs. Not on this channel, but maybe, and that's why you tune into this channel, because I'm upfront about everything. I'm going to tell you like it is. And these bishops, now they don't have to live in fear, at least for a few more weeks. Then we'll see what happens. But a lot of bishops are saying, well, you know, it's time for a pope who doesn't, who isn't so divisive, and who doesn't cause so much confusion. But again, how many of them are going to tell it like it is? And that's just how it works. I found a late breaking story, and I don't know if this is true or not, but according to Cardinal Peter Erdo, who's actually one of the possibilities for Pope of Budapest, I guess that would be Hungary. Revelations from him raise serious questions about power plays taking place behind the scenes of the upcoming conclave, and there's a possibility there are contacts between French President Macron and several French cardinals with the aim of countering the candidacy of Cardinal Robert Sarrat. So this is French cardinals or Macron and French cardinals are actively, apparently, possibly actively seeking to block the potential candidacy of Cardinal Sarrat. So, I don't have much of a comment on that, but we'll see where that story goes. I think that's a story that it's kind of interesting, but there's so many kind of rumors rumbling around here, but that's the first one I've seen of a political leader trying to work against Catholics. I'm sure the government of China is working hard, and there was speculation of in 2012, you know, who was running the show in the United States. It was Obama, and there was discussions about McCarrick and the CIA, and Obama's CIA, trying to influence the conclave, which it seems as though they did. McCarrick, he wasn't certainly wouldn't call him humble, and so you just wonder how much influence he had on the election of Bergoglio. But he did claim he did claim that he had a part in the election of Bergoglio to the papacy, and as a reward, because he was placed under a sort of soft house arrest under Benedict, or at least like a travel restriction, and under Francis that was removed, and so he traveled to China and many other places. So that's how that worked. But is there a St. Gallen Mafia operating right now? I don't know. There seems to be at least a quiet enthusiasm amongst some of the bishops who are not outright heretics. And I think that's at least a positive sign. The liberals seem to be a little bit nervous. They're getting nervous. I would be too if I were a heretic and a new pope would excommunicate, you know, the possibility of being excommunicated for heresy. I'd be a little bit concerned too. if I held heretical beliefs. But anyway, that's just how it works. Okay, so that's all I have for you today on EVTN News. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we are the laity, and we will not be silent.